Hello, my name is Fred Ebong. I'm a filmmaker that resides in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and the name of my film is Doubt. The base of it is that it's pretty much overcoming fear, and not just overcoming fear, but the different methods or a method that we can use to overcome fear, right? And it's funny because I've been sitting on that project for a long time just because of a little doubt in myself too. It's like, okay, if I put this out, there's gonna be my first big project, which is like, and then will people like it, stuff like that. So I kind of sat on it for a long time, I want to say almost 6, 7 months, I didn't do anything with it. So last year, a friend of mine that ran the CSPS Hall said that they wanted to showcase some work from immigrants, and if I had any work available. So in 2 weeks, so that I've been waiting for like 6 months to do. I, got it done, got with a few friends to help me, and it's been going since then. I would say I've always been a storyteller, even before I was a filmmaker, right? Because I grew up in Nigeria, and my dad used to sit us down and tell us all these war stories of, or like stuff that happened to him. And my dad is a pretty good storyteller. I could literally picture everything he's saying. So I've always been into storytelling, whether that is from books, videos, music, whatever. I got into the filmmaking industry, you might say, because I had a business. I used to sell African stuff online, kind of like this shirt. I couldn't find anybody in my price range that gave me good quality photos or videos. So I bought a simple Canon T3i, and I would take that. I use that to take pictures and do some short, funny videos for products and stuff. And it turns out that I actually fell in love with that. So this whole film started because while I was learning, my friend told me that he had an MMA fight coming up. And so I was like, hey, why don't we kind of create like a little promotional video for you? Yeah, so then, forward along, I've been working on my craft and getting better and better over time. And then in this January of 2020, I was like, okay, it's time to go full time and see what the world has for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a championship fight. Your Pinnacle Combat Professional Lightweight Champion,
I think that I got into fighting more or less just to do something. Never had a goal, I guess. I had one buddy that I always had hung out with, and I would take him to go train all the time and pick him up. And finally, he's like, why don't you just come in? Like you're always in shape, you're ready to go. Like, why don't you come in and train? I'm Jared Downing, and anybody will tell you in the fight game, 80% of the fight is in your mind. When I was about 15 or 16, I was getting into a whole lot of trouble. My mom got all tired of it, and she kind of had enough, I was pretty much a punk kid, and she told me it's time to go. And so being on my own, it made me have to man up.
I hope that doesn't happen here to me.
Oh, Wisely fell down. He's on his back early here.
The first time I got into the cage, I seen everybody around. That wasn't really what made me excited or affected me at all. It was the people that I had trained with, that they were there ready. Like, they put their time into me, and these are the first guys I ever were around that were like doing something with their life. And I was just super excited to prove to them I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, I think controversial decision might even be an understatement. It's more of a robbery.
On fight day, I had looked at pictures of my twins, my newborns, and a whole lot of doubt just went through my head. I went from a family of 2, which was me and my dog, to a family of 5. I just remember thinking, I'm gonna fail my kids. The moment that you start to doubt yourself, you're gonna be battling uphill. And that fight went bad. Every fight after that, I just doubted myself. So I went from 9-1 with the world title to 9-6.
Your Pinnacle Combat Professional Lightweight Champion, Eric Wisely!
When I lost to Eric Wisely is when I knew it's time. I'm gonna probably just have to be done. There was a huge part of me that felt I wasn't good enough. I think everybody has that doubt, but it's the people who can control it that will ultimately succeed. And it took me years to honestly know that. It was so uncomfortable in those fights when I was losing. And I wasn't physically losing, I was mentally losing. So now all my workouts, I focus on just being uncomfortable. I want it to suck. I want to be afraid to work out. There's points in there where I'm like, I don't need to do this. I don't have to do this. And I think about it, what would I do in a fight? It sucks to push forward, but I'm gonna do it. Because I know I need to sharpen my mind. And once I knew that it was all in my mind, that's when I knew I was ready to come back and put my mind to the test. Once fight day happened, I was ready to go into the cage for the first time again. And I was excited to go out there and prove to myself. There was a moment in the fight early on where he threw a kick and it almost hit me right in my head. And I thought, is this gonna happen again? Am I going to doubt myself again? I put my mind through way worse situations than this. Everything that I put into this fight, the countless training, the workouts. Now that sucked. And after that mind shift happened, I got back on it and I was able to take him down.
From Cedar Rapids, Iowa,
on my last fight, there was no moment where I questioned myself. I knew I come in strong, it's over. And that's what I did.